Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper. And let's have a little talk to Zvanner.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
I am glad you thinned their ranks, Pinestone. The dale will be safer, as will the road eastward. And also about those carts we took about.
These halls will be great once more.
You found evidence of enemy movement towards the eastern gate while you were out, did you? That does not bode well. Alas, that the great hall should be so sullied by all manner of things. What should we do? Now for one last dash.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
I am rested, and I see that you are eager to get moving. Shall we make our final journey together? I was told by many that the dwarves hold the first hall. I hope this means that the remainder of our trip will not be too difficult. Well then, another blow of the horn. And we have the movable version of our dwarf once again. And of course, in case you are wondering, it's not going to be all that easy since we are going to run into a couple of these orcs along the way. Not too many of them. Alright. And that's wind down. And maybe that's the only one that we have to worry about, right? We'll have to see, because we are going to run, of course, into a couple of deep claws. They seem to be sitting in the center today. Sometimes they move about, sometimes to the right, to the left. Sometimes they like to guard the center. Usually if it's in the center and it's being guarded by an orc or a goblin, I prefer to take them out. If it's just a deep claw, I just let them be. And only bother with deep claws if they're really in the way. If they start threatening or anything like that, they're that close. Alright, that's another orc. And he's moving right to be in the way. Isn't that nasty of him? But for a moment there, I thought it was the orc that was doing the healing induction. Yeah. Alright. And now towards the first hall. And if you recall, we have been here before. I'm just trying to get through here again unscathed. Of course, my effort in getting here last time was probably for naught, considering that I eventually decided to take the long way anyway instead of taking the goat here, so that we could complete these quests here. And up. And here we are, finally up to the first hall. Oh, you occasionally do meet one or two goblins down here, but it's usually the exception, not the rule. Usually by this time you've come to the last of the goblins and orcs that are in the area. So therefore, if one or two does block your path, it's pretty easy to get by them. Certainly not a long, arduous journey, as some of those side halls are. Now, sometimes, though, you will find... now we're fishing the first hall. You do see some orcs like that one there along on the side. But not many in the center. Presumably because the dwarves hold the first hall, so they keep the number of enemies down to a minimum. And that the enemy are forced to stay at the sides where they're less likely to be seen by the dwarves that are on guard. Because look here, we got 3 of these guys here. And up here, hopefully we don't run into a Balrog like we did during that instance, right? Okay, oh, you want to speak with me now. Alright.
Greetings.
From Durin's threshold to the first hall, and the great delving to Nud Melek, Think of all the halls we wandered to make it this far. Well, we are here. Let us put up our feet. Yeah, I probably should go on to the top since I was pretty sure he was going to do that.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
We made it! At last we will smell the clean air again and feel the sun upon our faces. I am mighty glad we defeated the orc parties making their way eastward. I thought this camp would be better defended, but I did not think these dwarves could withstand a push of Mazog's orcs. Alright?
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
It is time for us to set foot in the open air once more. I do not know about you, but I never thought Khazad-dûm would be so deadly. I am glad I will have completed my venture across all of it, but gladder still to have made it out alive. Come, Pinestone, let us go smell the fresher air. To the dale, let us go. All right.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
I cannot wait to see the sun, moon, clouds, and stars once more. This trek has been a long one and sad. We have suffered many losses. I cannot be more thankful to lay eyes upon the fair sun once more. So, this way. It says follow him. Okay, I'll follow him then instead of going out ahead. And here we are, outside. Yay! And it's not in this big blizzard like we were when we were higher up in the mountains. Actually, it's not too bad for February, I must say.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Here we are. If you don't mind, I would like a moment to myself. Alright. So, let's go out ahead and see if anyone is around. Alright, and Stone Circle, that's a sign of civilization, right? Now, they do show the Horsemaster here, but no, the Horsemaster's not inside the instance. You have to go to the regular part of the world, but the symbols that they all have here are from the main part of the world. The orcs will pay for Balin's death. Welcome to Mekhem Bezru. I am pleased to see that you have made it out of Moria with your skin still intact. You must be a bold warrior. You may rest here and look upon the fair Khaled Zaram. Alright, so let's go to the Mirror. And see what's going on there. And here's an interesting pool, where the idea of this pool is that it is so deep that it reflects the stars, even in the daytime. I don't know if that's physically possible. It seems unlikely, but in Tolkien's world, I suppose that there are all sorts of things that would be improbable in our world. Beautiful, is it not? It is true that the stars of the Mirror shimmer always upon the surface of the water, be it day or night. Look for yourself. So you could see that even they consider it to be a rather unusual thing. So let's have a look. Waters of Khaled Zaram look cool and clear, the stars shining fair upon the surface, like shimmering jewels. Alright. Right, so now let's return to Zvar and see what he has to say. Other than it's a long trek. Ooh, I've never did. all the times I've done this, I've never had a look from this angle of this door. That is a very impressive door. Well, on top, it's king on top with the mountains up there. Yes, that is a very impressive door. I've always looked at it like this. I've never seen it at a proper angle, where you can appreciate the majesty and all the work that must have gone into making this thing.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
How fair and fresh the dale! I am glad I lived to see it. I feel refreshed and ready to return to the depths of Khazad-dûm to continue helping the expedition establish a foothold. What do you plan to do? Good question.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
I feel better already. A bit of fresh air does one good, even a dwarf. Now I cannot wait to delve back into the great mine. I have not yet decided where to settle. Perhaps the deep descent, or the chamber of crossroads. Sunlight is a lovely break from the dark. But I am a dwarf, after all. Alright. And of course he has another quest for us.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
You seem ill at ease, Pinestone. What is it? Well, I do wonder what happened to that bridge. Yes, that is an odd thing to say, but you might as well take another look at it if you wish to ease your mind. I do not know what came to pass there, or why it was shattered, so do not get your hopes up that there will be further evidence, but look on that once more if you must. By all means, have another look. So, here we are. And this is the other side of the bridge. And we get credit for discovering the East Arch, which is nice. So that gives us credit for... there's a Balrog here. What's there a Balrog doing here? No, the bridge looks intact. Okay, well... that was a riddle of a memory unfold before your eyes. As Gandalf faced the most fearsome creature you have ever beheld. Gandalf facing a Balrog on the bridge? Which means that either Gandalf or the Balrog could have broken it. I mean, that was a rather sharp strike of the staff. Shouldn't break the bridge. Though it was done by Gandalf, and who knows what he can do with his staff. Well, we will take the goat back and return to the first hall. Whether or not that's what happened, of course, we'll need to find out. Alright, had a look. Saw a vision.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Did you find anything interesting? Any evidence of what happened? Okay, I don't mention it. Oh well, I did not think you would see much worth scouting out. Perhaps someday we'll solve the riddle.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
You look as though you're ready to move on at last, friend. Why do you not head over to Mecum-Bezir? It will be an adequate resting point before you head into the deadly trees of Lothlorien. Why would they be deadly?
If we are to find Mithril in Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
You would like to pay a tribute to the fallen dwarves of Moria, would you? Well, I know some fair flowers and empty vases out in the Dimral Dale. Perhaps you could show your respect to those who never made it out alive by planting some white flowers in their memory. So I need to pick some flowers and to... Oh, what does he want?
May Doreen
Oh,
return
yes.
soon to his halls.
You found and corrected the mirror's position? Excellent! Did you run into any trouble? Just usual orcs. Alright, let's see. Okay. Now what do we have? Deed completed. Actually, what was the deed that I just completed? No, that's just the footsteps of the fellowship. Okay. Alright, now let's find some flowers. And talk to someone at the Dimril Dale, and oh, here's a flower here. Here's a fair flower. I guess we saw 6 phases, so I guess we'll need 6 flowers. And I think we've got enough here. As soon as we take care of the 2 that I see, I mean. And we'll go and plant. Or we'll place them into the vases. Which is interesting that they have survived so long. Well, maybe survive is a relative word, but they're not completely broken up or anything like that, which is a welcome sight. Alright, we'll have 3 there. We'll get 3 more. And there. And finally here. And that'll take care of that. Alright. And that takes care of that. Hang on, what's this? Ooh, another plaque. The last of Falangir's riddles is affixed to the outside the wall of Moria. Under the sun it reads, a room in shadows, with no door, no wood or tile make up my floor. Nature's art, my columns carved, in my belly bears have starved. Step far down and water face, right foot follow and road trace. Sunset ward and great rocks paired, Twistle-tongue for his family cared. Right. Well, I'll have to ponder on that for a moment to figure out what it says, but since they are talking about nature's art, my columns carved, and that would either be trees or the stone trees that are inside Moria. Step far down and water face, right foot follow and road trace. Sunset word and great rocks paired, Twistle-tongue for his family cared. Well, we'll have to figure that out at some point. But in the moment, let's have a little talk with someone here and actually talk to the stable master. Here's the stable master. Yes, here's the stable master right here.
Greetings to you.
And we'll talk to him.
It is an insult!
Well, sorry! Welcome, welcome! As you can see, all are welcome to Mechamberzu. Where elves and dwarves come together to face the enemies of Moria and Lorien. What can I do for you here? Your travels through Khazad-dûm must have wearied you, yes. Alright, so I'll take some this. And next time we'll not worry about this, but head over to speak with Haldir and Lothorian in our next episode of Piney Plays The Rune-keeper.